Good morning. My name is Lara. This is Dr. Kim. Welcome
Hey
back.
guys,
How are you doing today, Dr. Kim?
I'm doing good this morning. How about you?
I'm doing great. It's warm. It's just a little bit windy here, but it's warm, so it's nice.
It is warm. Yeah, what was it? Was it 3 weeks ago when we were like minus what it was? It wasn't that long
Minus,
ago, and now it's just beautiful.
it's crazy. Spring is
Yeah,
almost kind of actually here.
it is. I know. I did.
Well, so last week we kind of touched on Solomon and how God views sex. And I know that you wanted to come back and kind of discuss that a little bit more. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I thought it was, and I was kind of reading over the question that the lady sent in, and her question was, why do men always use King Solomon as a reference when speaking of a beautiful marital example? He had so many wives. He could have different experience every night with someone new. I see the things he's doing to that poor woman is degrading and awful. She's going to be left for someone new. He's going to be moved on to someone else's clusters. I think our struggle is, why is that even in there? I think God, one, puts a lot of things in the Bible for us to learn from. And I think the one thing that I feel in that, just because God allowed it to happen, that didn't mean God approved it to happen. Uh, Solomon's marital decisions later in life violated God's law at that time, and there were
Mhm.
consequences, which he had later in life. Early in life, yeah, I think he really followed his father David. I think he really tried to do things well. He asked for wisdom, but somewhere, and I think a lot of scholars believe when he began to fall was when he did take on more wives, and they were from different cultures, different religions, and all of a sudden he became influenced more by those. And so I think Solomon knew what was right, even though he didn't do
Mhm.
it. But I do think when reading the Bible, sometimes we have to realize God did allow some things, but he didn't approve of them. And I think that's an important distinction there. And I think that's probably why that is in there. And I certainly agree with the lady. I can't imagine those women that were used one time and then sent out. That's
Yeah.
horrible. But
Yeah.
and I think that shows us that when they talk about Solomon's relationship and marriage, it was great. It's what we read in the Song of Solomon. It's him, one man, woman, and their relationship before and during marriage.
Yeah. And just kind of like going off of that question, we've had a lot of questions about what advice do you have for people who are having difficulty in sexual intimacy in the older population?
I think that it's interesting. I think there was a time that people thought after you got a certain age you didn't have sex. I don't know
Mhm.
where that came from. Maybe I thought that growing up. I don't know, but I don't think that's true. I think it's a gift God gave us, and I think it is to enjoy throughout our lives. And because I think it connects us so well. It's a deep connection. It's really a form of communication of expressing our
Mhm.
love and care for someone. And so when I work with couples that are uh, empty nest past that, and they're struggling with their sex life, I just really encourage them to be intentional about it. There's some things you can jump start about it. A book I talk about a lot of time is Celebration of Sex by Douglas Murnau. It's a Christian book, but it is illustrated, but it just gives you some ideas that maybe you can get your sex life going again. Sometimes it just needs a jump start. And I encourage couples too, if there's a problem, if there's an impotence problem, go to a good urologist, guys. See what they can do, see how they can help you. Because I think 99% of the time, I'm probably off of my percentages, but they can probably help you. And ladies, if you're having trouble and maybe your desire has really gone or your drive, talk to your doctor about it. There's things that can be done to help that. So I would encourage couples to do everything you can to get
Mhm.
that going. And if you get stuck, go to a counselor, go to a Christian counselor, someone that works in that area, and help them. Let them help you work that out, but don't give up on it. It's such a precious gift that God gave us, so don't give up on it.
Yeah, I think that's really great. So the what's your verse of the day? And then just kind of go over it, how it's beneficial to you, how it impacts your day.
Okay. First time I was thinking this first one, I was thinking about this one. First time I read it, I was doing a talk to a group of high school seniors, and I kind of wove this verse into it. And it's from Micah 6:8. And it says, "Know, O people, the Lord has told you what is good. This is what he requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy, and and to walk humbly with your God." And I just think, today that's so applicable for me. we do want to do what's right, and there's
Yeah.
so many options we have out there to tell us to do this. It's not going to hurt anybody, or nobody else will know, those kind of things. But yeah, and God knows. And so I think for me, it's asking God's help and doing the things that He wants me to do, being obedient to Him, doing what's right. Love, mercy. To me, that's just giving that grace and mercy to Nancy or whoever else is in my life. And then to
Yeah.
walk humbly with your God, to be humble. And I think that's something that we all can struggle with humility. Our pride gets in the way, our
Yeah.
selfishness gets in the way. So to me, those are just three things: to do what's right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. I think that just is a really good picture for me of, okay, that's the way I want to live my day to day. And it's a one day at a time deal.
It definitely is. I feel like when people, start thinking about the future too much, they start getting worried or stressed out. It is definitely just a one day at a time kind of thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, so you and Nancy have officially been vaccinated.
We have been vaccinated. We're about
So
a month,
do you guys
since
have,
number 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
So do you guys have any plans in the future? Are you going to be going out more? Are you going to be going to restaurants more? Or are you just going to be kind of doing the same thing that you've been doing?
We did quite a bit during the pandemic. We didn't eat inside restaurants for quite a while. We ate outside on patios, and then when it got really cold, we kind of stopped that. So we kind of started doing that a little bit. But now, like the last 3 weekends, we've been out with friends to dinner at places that and it's interesting in Oklahoma or Oklahoma City right now, you go into some restaurants, it's like there's not a pandemic going on. There's a lot of people and they're close
Yes.
together. So it
Yeah.
does feel, so it does feel good to know that you've had the vaccine when you go in there. And, we're not going to do anything stupid. I mean, I know there's still a chance we mild case or something, but we've got accepted a trip. I'm going to go speak in Mexico in April. And so
Oh, wow.
we're doing a flight. And so, yeah, I think we're kind of, I don't know, you don't feel like you're bulletproof, but you feel like that you've dodged a
A
big
little
bullet,
safer.
and feel safer and just kind of feel the freedom. So I'm encouraged. I saw today that in Oklahoma, they're opening up to all the rest of phase 2. And so really, other than kids through high school, I think everybody now is eligible, and we get vaccines coming. So hopefully the rest of the states are following suit, and people will, I took the vaccine, Nancy did. I think it's good.
Yeah. I am so ready for this to be over. Ready for our
Yes.
normal life to go take back into place. Do you think during quarantine, you and Nancy ever experienced any difficulties, or do you think that you guys were just kind of like, hey, we're at home, let's take advantage of this?
I think we did really good in the early part of it. It really, for quite a while, I think we enjoyed. I loved being, when I was doing all my counseling sessions from home. We had lunch together almost every day. It gave us a chance to really connect, and so and then we started wanting to get outside. So safe places was hiking, and so we started doing that again, doing stuff like that, and that was really good. I think when the weather started turning warmer the last couple of weeks here, I think I realized that I really had a semi-depression through the winter months. And I think it was just kind of a combination of that and COVID that made it difficult.
So
And so,
difficult.
but I think as a couple, I think we would look back and say it was really good, that we took advantage and tried to make the most of it. Couples that, I feel sorry for couples that or people that had to be alone a lot. I thought would have been really, really hard. We were really blessed that we were being able to be together. And so I don't think I'll ever look back at COVID and say, boy, that was great. But I think you can go back and said some good things happened during COVID. And we did use the time to really continue to grow our marriage.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's all you can do. It's just kind of what you said earlier, just one day at a time. This is where we are. This is what's going on. Let's just make the best of it.
Can do it. I mean, you really can't fight it. And I think we all kind of want to do that. The guys, this isn't going to get us, stuff like that. And you realize, okay, this is a big deal. And so let's just make the best of it.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, that's all we have for today. If you have any questions for us, leave us a comment or send us a message, and we would love to answer it next week. And thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. See you next week.